My name is Jessica, and 3 months ago, I found out my boyfriend of 5 years, Ethan, was cheating on me with my best friend, Sarah, two people I trusted with my entire heart, shattered in a single moment when I saw their texts on his phone, laughing about how they'd been sneaking around for months. The pain cut so deep I could barely breathe, but as I sat there, tears burning my eyes, something inside me shifted, a fire ignited, and I swore I'd make them feel the weight of their betrayal. I'm not proud of everything I did, but this is the story of how I took my life back and got my revenge, and trust me, you'll want to hear every single word of it. It all started in our cozy little apartment in Chicago, where Ethan and I had built what I thought was a perfect life. We met in college, at a dive bar near campus, where he spilled his beer on me and then spent the whole night apologizing with that goofy grin I fell for. Fast forward 5 years, we were living together, planning a future, marriage, kids, the whole dream. Sarah, my best friend since high school, was always around, helping me pick out furniture, laughing over wine nights, and being the sister I never had. I thought I had it all: love, friendship, stability. But then came that night, the one that changed everything. Ethan left his phone on the kitchen counter, something he never did, and when it buzzed, I glanced at it out of habit. There it was, a text from Sarah. "Last night was amazing. Can't wait to see you again." My stomach dropped. I unlocked his phone. Thank God, he never changed his password from our anniversary date, and scrolled through their messages. It wasn't just a fling. It was months of meetups, secret dates, and cruel jokes about how clueless I was. I felt like the ground had vanished beneath me. I didn't confront him right away. No, I sat on that pain, let it fester, and planned. I wasn't going to cry and beg. I was going to make them pay. The first step was understanding who they really were. I started digging, quietly, like a detective in my own life. I checked Ethan's laptop when he was at work, found emails, receipts, and even a hidden folder of photos from their trips together, trips he'd told me were for work. Sarah, my so-called best friend, had been posting cryptic Instagram stories, ones I now realized were about him. The betrayal wasn't just personal, it was public, and they thought I was too naive to notice. I decided to play their game, but better. I started acting like nothing was wrong, smiling at Ethan when he came home, laughing at Sarah's dumb jokes when we hung out. It was torture, pretending, but every fake smile fueled my plan. I knew Ethan's weakness: his ego. He loved being the guy everyone admired, the charming one who could do no wrong. And Sarah? She thrived on attention, always needing to be the center of every room. I'd use that against them. My first move was subtle but deliberate. I started dropping hints to Ethan's coworkers about how stressed he seemed, how he was always working late but never had much to show for it. I knew his boss, Mark, was a stickler for loyalty and results, so I planted seeds of doubt. At the same time, I began distancing myself from Sarah, not coldly, but just enough to make her paranoid. I'd cancel plans last minute, say I was busy, and watch her squirm, wondering if I knew something. It was working, they were both getting nervous, and I hadn't even started yet. Then came the real plan. Ethan had been gunning for a big promotion at his marketing firm, a job that would have given him the corner office he obsessed over. I knew he'd been slacking, relying on his charm to coast through. So, I accidentally forwarded an email chain to Mark, one where Ethan had been bad-mouthing the company's new campaign, calling it a train wreck, and taking credit for ideas that weren't his. I made it look like a mistake, apologizing profusely, but the damage was done. Mark called Ethan into a meeting the next day, and let's just say the promotion went to someone else. Ethan came home fuming, ranting about how someone must have sabotaged him, and I played the supportive girlfriend, all while biting back a smile. Sarah was next. She'd always been obsessed with her social media presence, so I decided to hit her where it hurt. I created a fake account, nothing traceable, and started commenting on her posts, subtle things at first, like questioning her outfits or pointing out flaws in her photos. Then I escalated, posting vague but pointed comments about fake friends and cheaters. She started spiraling, posting less, checking her phone obsessively, and even confronting mutual friends about who was trolling her. I never crossed the line into anything illegal, but I knew how to push her buttons. The best part? She started suspecting Ethan was behind it, thinking he was trying to cover their tracks by throwing her under the bus. Their secret little affair started crumbling as they turned on each other, arguing over texts I could still see because Ethan never changed his password. But I wasn't done. The final blow came at Ethan's company gala, a fancy event where he was supposed to network and salvage his reputation. I'd been invited as his plus one, and Sarah was there too, tagging along with another friend. I spent weeks planning this night. I wore a stunning red dress, one Ethan had once said made me look unforgettable, and I played the perfect girlfriend all evening, charming, witty, the woman everyone noticed. Then, during the toast, I accidentally let slip a comment to Mark's wife, Lisa, about how Ethan had been spending so much time with Sarah lately, how they were such good friends. I said it with just enough innocence to plant the seed. Lisa, who loved gossip, spread it like wildfire. By the end of the night, people were whispering, and Ethan's face was pale as he realized his perfect image was cracking. Sarah, meanwhile, was furious, thinking Ethan had thrown her under the bus to save himself. They had a blowout fight in the parking lot, which I overheard, while conveniently nearby, recording every word. The next day, I packed my things and left Ethan a note. I know everything. Good luck. I sent Sarah a screenshot of their fight, along with a single line. You deserve each other. I moved out, cut them both off, and started fresh in a new apartment across town. But the real revenge? It wasn't just the chaos I caused. It was what I did next. I took all the pain, all the betrayal, and channeled it into rebuilding myself. I started a blog, anonymous at first, about surviving heartbreak and betrayal. It blew up, resonating with thousands of women who'd been through the same thing. I poured my heart into it, sharing lessons I'd learned, like how to spot red flags and rebuild your confidence. The blog turned into a podcast, then a book deal, and suddenly I was the one in control of my story. Ethan and Sarah? They faded into obscurity. Last I heard, Ethan lost his job after another mistake I had nothing to do with, and Sarah's social media empire crumbled under the weight of her own paranoia. They both tried reaching out, leaving voicemails full of apologies, but I never responded. Why would I? I'd already won. My revenge wasn't just about tearing them down. It was about building myself up, stronger than ever. I look back now, 3 years later, sitting in my new office, my book on the bestseller list, and I realize something. Their betrayal was the best thing that ever happened to me. It broke me, sure, but it also made me unstoppable. So, to anyone watching this, if you've been betrayed, if your heart's been shattered, know this. You can cry, you can hurt, but you can also rise. And when you do, make sure the world knows your name, not theirs.